you've decided it's time to take control over your finances, there are 9 habits you can develop to help keep you on track. Number 9, follow good examples. These might be people who aren't biased about money management, people who run a YouTube channel or a blog who can provide you with ideas that you may not have considered before. Of course, make sure you take this information in with a critical eye. If it seems too easy or too good to be true, it could be that they're selling something and you may want to research further. Number 8, there may be other ways you can bring in funds outside of the money you make from your job. You could, of course, get a second job or start a side business, but this isn't always doable with other time commitments. So think about creating passive income instead. This is when you make additional money without being actively involved in anything beyond the initial setup, like buying a property to rent out. Another way you may achieve this is if you invest. Investing in dividend or interest-paying investments could bring a steady stream of income into your account. If you want to learn more about generating income from investments, check out our detailed lessons in the Learning Center. Number 7, beware of sales and discounts. Buying things on sale is a great way to manage your budget, but there are a couple things to consider first. Seeing something on sale creates a sense of urgency. We must get it now. But the discount might be too good to be true. Plus, sales can usually be found all year round, not just during Boxing Week or a summer clearance. So don't let the fear of missing out get to you. And ask yourself, were you going to buy that item if it wasn't on sale? Impulse buys like this, however small, can add up over time. In fact, if you train yourself to always buy non-essential items just because they're on sale, it could blow up your budget. Which brings us to number 6, buy with intent. Look for sales on big ticket items you do want. So if you're looking for a new TV or a spin bike, that might be the time to scour flyers and websites for discounts. And if you shop regularly at a store, check to see if they have a rewards program that offers cashback or savings. Creating a shopping list is another good way to stick to your intentions. If you do this, you can make it a habit to never buy anything that's not on your list when you're at a store or shopping online. Next, number 5, build a safety net or an emergency fund. This is money you put aside in an account and won't touch unless you really need it, like if you suddenly have to make emergency repairs for your home or car. You can slowly create this fund with every check you earn. A typical emergency fund holds anywhere from 3 to 6 months of expenses, but you can decide on an amount that's comfortable for you. Number 4, from a mortgage to credit cards, many people have debt. Avoiding high-interest debt, however, can be easily achieved by paying your bills on time. This helps you avoid late penalty fees and extra interest charges, and it also helps you build a good credit history. We'll go over credit in more detail in another lesson. Another way you can avoid high-interest debt is by consolidating it to a lower-interest account. Let's say you have outstanding balances on different credit cards. You may be able to move that debt over to a lower-interest line of credit or loan. Debt consolidation is something that your bank may be able to set up for you. Number 3, most things turn out for the best when you create a plan. Think about it. If you wanted to get into shape, you wouldn't randomly try a few different things here and there throughout the month and expect to see results. The same goes for money management. Building a budget gives you a framework to follow. A common one is the 50-30-20 plan. This is where you spend 50% of your income on what you need, like your mortgage or rent and utility bills, 30% on what you want, like a gym membership, and the remaining 20% is what you would put into savings. But remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all strategy. Find a plan and approach that works for your income, lifestyle, and goals. We'll get into budgeting a little more too in another lesson. Number 2, when building your budget, you'll also need to begin tracking your expenses. Try downloading an app or filling in a spreadsheet with the items on your credit card or debit card statements. When you track what you buy, you can see where you may be able to cut down expenses, like on coffees or fast food. Tracking your money can help curb impulse purchases or regular purchases that you decide you might not need to make. If reviewing each expense line by line sounds too tedious, or you prefer not to download new budgeting apps, another option is to take your total expenses for the month and subtract the recurring fixed expenses, like your rent, cable bill, or loan payments. The remaining balance should be your total variable expenses, like groceries, clothing, and restaurants. Variable expenses are the ones that should change every month. If you're looking to save more money, then these are usually the ones that are the easiest to cut down. Finally, number 1. You may have heard about this one before. Pay yourself first, not last. But what does that mean? Simply put, this means you're putting money into your savings first, as soon as you get paid and before you get a chance to spend it. Making saving your first priority will help you make sure it gets done. You can do this easily through automation. Set up a pre-authorized transfer so the funds automatically go into a savings account. And once they're there, try not to dip into it. There are a lot of ways you can go about managing your money, and these are a handful of ideas that you can easily apply when you're just starting out. So remember, follow good examples, look into additional income, beware of sales, buy with intent, build an emergency fund, avoid high-interest debt, build a budget, track your expenses, and pay yourself first.